What's up? I don't know if you better hear my cat, but my cat, came to see me. I guess you're going to see the shadow of her, but she was walking over my stomach. But anyways, every once in a while, I want to get on here and preach, and try to help people have a better life. Because it's like a lot of times it's just simple stuff that people I've seen go out their way not to do them, screw up their life, and complain about it. And that's mostly YouTube. So, but like I said, I just want to get on here and preach, help people, I can't speak, help people have a better life. But there's two things that drain me from wanting to do that. Number one is these are things I would never have to say to people in the real world. They'll think I'm stupid wasting their time with this kind of conversation. I don't run into these kind of people, and that I need to tell this to. The next thing is, the final thing, I gotta be honest with you, is why I'm kind of like retired from YouTube and got tired of it. It's just anytime I got someone try to give me a negative comment, I click their, channel, like I said, 100 times. Back then when I clicked their channel to block them, because you had to click their channel to block them, and they had videos on themselves, and it was like it's just like out of shape, hairy, just it's just like it kind of feels like there is no point talking to you. So, and it's kind of like this things like, I know it's like some kids with, like I've met with like disabilities, and sometimes they'll smell all the time, like don't take showers or try cologne, put too much on, or try to get in some kind of trend of, trying to walk all slow to look cool. And I wanted to preach to them, tell them, the way to be, but it hit me, well, these that kind of life is, this person's not going to get married, because these are people like known disabilities and stuff, and kind of not just that, they're just there are people that are just kind of gone, not people that I officially know and hang out with, but at certain jobs and stuff I get to meet kids like that. So what I'm trying to say is that's what I kind of seen on YouTube, just people that's like, is this who I'm trying to help? Because this person's too far gone. There's no help in this person. And one more example is, like I said, YouTube is just like, I'll bring a third example, is like I said, when someone speaks positive, I've seen people like try to get angry. Like say like Zack Snyder, where they were whining about Batman killing. He's like, it's time to wake up. And I saw a whole bunch of videos like, this guy's an idiot, he's a loser. I was like, yes, it's time to wake up. Batman is killed in basically every single Batman movie, but who cares and all that kind of crap. But, and something about, I was going to bring in the Chris guy that does movie reviews of the way they attack him, because he said he doesn't want to talk about movies that he doesn't like, and just like, that's fine. But I've seen like people have angry videos, or people are just too far gone. All the things I want to do a video about this, all the things that you can go after Chris for, that's what you pick. That means you have no life. But, what I'm saying is, people like get away from that positivity, and then they'll run to videos talking about the feminist wall. They put a female in this movie and blah, blah, blah. And that's the majority where I get into the title of the kind of people that I've been noticing that gets into that. But this is the thing. This is not about, me talking about what I said over 100 times about, people who get into that hate stuff about they put a black person in there, or feminist or whatever, or woke, whatever, or single dudes. This is not about that. This is just about me. I, just been honestly noticing this, and it's just like, it's weird where there's actually people that want to listen to clearly single people, which is majority of YouTube, and take their advice, and they complain about their lives. And the one thing is I just can never understand, but it's like a global thing, really. It's not just that people that I don't run into, but I only see it in social media to have understanding of it. Otherwise, I have no understanding of it. Like the movie Backrooms, or something at Freddy's make like $80 million on the first week. And want to boycott movies, like shitty movies, like movies I don't care to see in theaters and never will. And they will want to boycott a certain movie that looks fine, but they have a female in there or someone of color. And it's like, boycott this movie, but I'll rush to go see Minecraft to hear him see chicken cockies or whatever he says. I didn't see that movie. So, but so it's just kind of weird. But the thing is, what I want to get into is what made me want to do this video. I was playing this game that I knew nothing about. I found out about it like a year ago, and I played. And I was like, "Oh, this game's really fun. It looks fun." I couldn't understand the hate towards the game, and I could be saying, I still to this day I'm saying the name of the game wrong, but it's called the Callisto Project. And I finally got, after beating certain games, all the Star Wars, it's called Jedi, and the next one's called Survivor or something like that. I thought, I'm more eager to get to that, back to that again, because I actually had fun with that. And, and I brought it up for my Resident Evil 7. I said, Resident Evil 7 sucks. It's a very scripted game, where you just make, it's just scripted, and and I brought up the Kala project. I need some water. And it was so weird. I remember this. I couldn't remember. I remember the game was getting a lot of hate on social media, and I can never understand it. Every single time I get this thing where I'm like, even though I haven't played a game, I just feel I'm looking at it, figure like this looks fun, and it was. But so this thing, I kind of I remember this game was a game that was hated, so I put it in. But this time I put it on hard. I wanted to be on hard. And I, got to this one boss. I know there's this little thing that you can do to make him fall off, where you don't actually have to use one bullet or one swing. He just falls off. And I couldn't remember how exactly does this guy do it, because when I'm trying to do it, it's not working. Turns out I was on the wrong side. So I look it up on YouTube and try to see if anyone know that thing that you do. And I did find a video after I first saw this one video. That boss coming out with the two heads. And the guy, shows it, and then he quits the game. He's like, that's awful. And then he does this video where this, thing they get off of some TV show where the guy throws his computer in the trash can. And I'm like, what? And the thing is, and it will remind me of, like I said 100 times before, when a movie's hated by a hate group, that talk about the woke feminist or anything. I don't know why I want to start with that first. Let's just start with this, and then I'll get right back to this. And this is about it. Is where I said a dumb movie that I can't remember the name of any of these movies that are just trash movies. You can even bring up movies that are supposed to be known to suck. I haven't really looked at social media. Something at the Freddy's. Look up the comments. Every comment for clips for that video. Nothing but positive comments. A lot of these movies, you see comments like, this movie deserves an Oscar, and they're being serious too. They're not even being sarcastic, right? But go look up a movie that's supposed to be hated by a hate group, like Terminator Dark Fate, X-Men Dark Phoenix, Batman v Superman or something. It would be, and look for a clip. Endless comments of hate comments, and they're not making any sense. And then I did a video years ago where I said, people, this is something I noticed. Okay, I showed a clip of Terminator Dark Fate. And she goes, it's when she's fighting the final fight. She goes, over here. That scene. And then I said, people, okay, read, and I showed this comment. And I said, I'm gonna play this clip. And I want you people to try to guess what, I don't remember how I did, but I said, what scene is this person comment about the part that makes them want to clinch? And his hate was because she said over here. He said every time they come to that scene, that makes you want to clinch. I'm like, what? And I said I've seen other reviews for the thing where they're saying when she spin around a chain, that was so awful. I'm like, what? So it's just like, that's why you're single. And I explain that lately in my videos, explaining to people. That's why you're single. When you're saying something it's just not there. And, like I said, it's YouTube is that Trump era of just a bunch of single dudes. But I'm like, how do you not know you're not making any sense? So what I wanted to say is I don't want to get into people talk about woke or all that. But I'm saying the people who act like they think certain things upset them about a game when a game is actually good, like the Callisto Project is way better than Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 sucked. Let's just make that clear. It sucked bad. I went back to playing 4. Did I even beat the 4 after I went back to playing it? I don't remember if I did or not. I don't think I did. Went through the whole game. But it's like, just feeling that relief of playing 4 of how bad Resident Evil 7 was. But it was just like something that it just reminded me of when I was trying to find this boss thing. And I kept running into more and more hate videos about this game. And I'm like, it's just weird and it made me remember that, a video, and it was a video I wanted to do when it's just like talking about, and these are the things you run to, back room, $80 million in the first week, and you're confused why you're single. You don't know entertainment. How I got girls is I knew how to entertain them. I didn't go around and wonder what this single guy into, and take him to the dumbest shit ever, like, because it was off some YouTube thing. That's the one thing is people give us a comment says people are attacking me for not liking the movie, and that says because it's a movie done by YouTube or some new thing where people who have no friends, they think that YouTubers are family, and I ran into that with me doing videos where people became obsessed with me, talking about killing themselves because I won't respond to them, But that's the thing is I just want us to get into it. I just want to end it now, but it's just like it's always that like weirdness where people hate something, even though it's good, because someone else on YouTube. It's just weird. I just seen the weirdest things how only on social media. It only has on social media. I don't want to go over this over again, but like I said, Batman v Superman is loved by everyone in the real world. Turn Dark Fate in the real world, and Dark Phoenix is that I know. Everyone I know is favorite X-Men. They're all married, have their life together, but YouTube has the strangest looking people, and the thing is, when they do their videos, they're upset. They feel angry, and that's how I remember, like when I was responding to people in their videos. I was like, notice how I'm always talking this way, but I seen people throwing their chairs around, saying "F you, you're a piece of shit." On separate videos, talk about how no one wants to be around them and how they think about killing themselves, and they don't know there's something wrong with them. But the main thing is I don't understand is the whole point of this video. But it's all of that. It's the same copy, and it goes with their whole life. But the main thing is, and I'm gone. It's just remembering how the game was hated, only through social media. Everyone. Oh, I actually had two people that actually tried that game. They loved it. I gave them the disc. I have the disc one, and they loved it. But anyways, and it's just so weird. So you're angry because of the guy with the, I guess he was trying to act like, because it was confusing, but knowing social media, you kind of get what they're trying to be act like. Venomous, fine, they're supposed to be disgusted because maybe you thought the guy with the heads was just like, this is lazy, or whatever. I just don't, that's the only thing I could guess. And it was a weird video, but it was constantly when I was trying to find that boss. But one more thing before I go, I was playing hard, and I was playing in a different style. I was patient, and I find out all these people I died with several times are easy. I was sitting there because I actually ran a video that says, "Let's fight this guy up close." I said, "Up close," in the final boss, because I died on it several times. My friends died on it several times. You fight this guy up close, he's easy. And now they just said, and they were trying to act like he's so hard and stuff. And they were still saying it's a hard fight. I was thinking, no, this is an easy fight. So, one thing is about me is I don't know how people did it, but it's very hard to get. I mean, if you're patient, it's going to take a long time for you to get hit. I kept selling everything. That's why. So maybe when they fight these people, they didn't have enough stuff. And I always had more than enough. Same as Resident Evil 7. Every game I always have more than I need. But when I got to go. All right, peace.